the Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL9 News at 9.
Tonight we say goodbye to a longtime member of the KCAL9 CBS2 family. Political reporter Dave Bryan is retiring. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Crystal Cruz. Dave has been a reporter for 40 years,
Yep.
the last 25 with us.
That's right. Dave sat down with our Pat Harvey the other day to look back at his remarkable career. There were lots of great memories, of course, laughs, and even some tears.
1970, and the Jackson 5 topped the pop charts on the radio. And on Washington, D.C.'s top 40 radio station, 21-year-old Dave Bryan read the news headlines at the top of the hour, his first job in broadcast journalism. But he only lasted 2 months. And then you got fired.
I got fired off the air. I was so nervous I couldn't speak with breathing, so I was talking like this.
Dave rebounded quickly, becoming a radio reporter in Baltimore, working the streets. 5 years later, Baltimore's top TV station hired Dave. That's Dave in the back, on the left, the very first night he was ever on TV.
Jerry, my report tonight involves money that comes out of your pocket and mine.
And you looked really, really young because you were really, really young. And you had a lot of hair.
Yeah, well, all I can say, Pat, is this is all I have left after 40 years in our business.
Dave started at WJZ the same year a 22-year-old woman named Oprah Winfrey did.
How did the VA catch on to what you were doing?
Dave did investigations for 6 years, uncovering scammers.
Are you aware of a federal investigation?
And asking tough questions.
Have you or has any official connected with the school done anything improper?
You were an investigative reporter before we even heard of David Goldstein.
David was a young child at this point.
In 1982, California called. Dave moved to San Francisco, spending the next 8 years at KPIX, CBS San Francisco, covering everything from serial killers to immigration raids to heat waves.
The reason I'm glistening is because I ran the tape back.
Dave was drenched in sweat the day of the deadly 1989 Bay Area earthquake.
And I ran back to the station and literally ran into the studio and put it on the air. I think I was still out of breath, you know.
Where did that come from? You thought, I'm a reporter, and I've got to get this stuff back to the station.
One of the reasons I got in the business was I want to be where the action is.
The city is under martial law. The fear, the arrests, the repression.
In 1989, KPIX sent Dave to Beijing to cover the Tiananmen Square protests. Students risked their lives to demand democratic reforms from the hardline communist government.
What was that experience like?
It was pretty scary. It really was. This is one of those things like, what am I getting myself into? This was a bad time for China, and when things go bad, that's how they reacted. And it was very scary. It was scary to watch and be part of.
Dave's reporting helped fuel a passion that would guide Dave's career for the next 25 years, covering politics.
Good morning, Governor. If the race is as close a four-corner slugfest...
And ever since 1994, when Dave joined KCAL9, that's what he's done full-time.
Brimming with confidence, Texas Governor George W. Bush...
Covering presidents, governors, senators, mayors, council members, the people and policies that impact the quality of our life in our country, our state, and our local communities.
Why did you reduce the sentence for Esteban Nunez?
Keeping people of power accountable, regardless of how big and powerful some of them were.
Don't ask me the same question, okay, because otherwise you're boring the hell out of me.
Like this encounter with former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who on his last day in office commuted a long prison sentence for a friend's son.
I mean, I think a lot of people want to know.
Good.
Why did you reduce the sentence for Esteban Nunez?
We're going to call it Governator versus Dave.
This is the Terminator. I'm like this little tiny guy.
That was a snoring sound made by Schwarzenegger in response to my question, demonstrating that he was bored.
I'm the smallest guy in the room. I'm charging after the Terminator?
Or the time Dave flew to Hawaii to surprise the top lawmakers in the state at a controversial conference featuring nonstop Mai Tais and golf at a 5-star resort, all paid for by lobbyists.
Well, Speaker John Perez, He wasn't expecting to see you.
The blood just ran right out of his face. My God, he was shocked.
Yes, he was.
And I understood that he ran to his room, packed all of his stuff up, and got the heck out of there.
You've met so many people. Do they really work for us, or are they in it for themselves?
Some of them are really hardworking and really have the best of intentions. And some are not. One of the things I learned, it's not about the political view, it's about the kind of person they are.
Dave lives and breathes politics, but he's always been up for any big story. In 2003, the Iraq War broke out.
A sign of a country that in many respects is in shambles.
Dave went to the front lines with U.S. troops.
Black smoke from the oil fires still streaked the sky. This was not the kind of convention New Orleans had in mind.
And in 2005, he spent weeks in Louisiana covering Katrina, a devastating hurricane and flood. Dave's work, the intelligence, fairness, and clarity he brings to complex and critically important stories, has earned him a lot of respect. 43 years of broadcast journalism, the last 25 with CBS 2 and KCAL 9. Tonight is a goodbye to television only, but for all of us here, it's not goodbye to Dave.
Part of it is because of all the pressure of just hammering things out every day, like that. And I think it really brings us closer. And I just feel like, that this is my family here. It really is. And I that's the thing I will miss the most.
Love you, Dave.
Thank you, Pat.
I really do.
Thank you. Likewise.
So great to look back. We've been teasing Dave all week long. What your last day would be like.
A month long.
All month long. About what your last day would be like. And here we are, Dave.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
Well, it's something I never thought would happen. When you would just work every day, and you're just never thinking this day will come. You just work and work and work, and
So what's next for you?
Well, a couple of things I want to do. One is, of course, travel. I want to see parts of the world where there aren't wars and people being killed. And in addition to that, I bought a set of drums, and I'm from a drumming family. My dad, my uncle, one of my nephews. So I want to find out if I got the drummer in me.
I bet
too,
you do.
Yeah.
The music's in you.
And I'm going to be, doing some horseback riding and riding my bike along the beach and just enjoy life.
Fantastic.
Dave, are you going to miss the camera, the microphone, chasing after people? We saw you there in the Hawaii getup, and you were chasing after the folks doing the Mai Tais and the vacation.
Well, especially with the 2020 election coming up,
Yeah.
right? Which I
Lots of
think
people
will be
to
the
chase around.
craziest election campaign we've probably ever seen. But yeah, like I said, I want to be where the action is.
Right.
So on that side of me, I will miss it. But
Yeah.
I think it was the right time for me,
Wow. And I want to say, just from me professionally, there's nobody that matches Dave. And on a personal level, there's nobody like Dave. I mean, nobody. So we're going to miss you. We're going to miss your mic checks.
Yeah.
This is
Give
what
us a
you
last
don't
one.
hear on camera.
You mean checka, checka, checka,
Checka, checka, cheeky.
And one thing I've always told him, and I think we'd all agree, Dave, is you always made the most complex political stories so easy for all of us in the audience to digest and to figure things out, and that really is a talent.
Thank you. I tried to write to myself, to my level. I'm not that brilliant, so I tried to keep things simple, direct, and to the point. I mean, and it can be done. Some nights I succeeded, some not so well, but yeah, that was always my goal.
Well, Dave, we have a little surprise for you. Enjoy your retirement. Of course, you've earned it. And before we go to the break, here are 24 more people, Dave, who wanted to send their best. Take a look at this.
Dave Bryan is retiring. That's just not possible. It's just not right.
Hey, Dave, just a few words. First of all, you're really copping out to retire. You're too damn young.
Dave, when you first came to work at KCAL in the 90s, we said to ourselves, oh no, I hope he's not just another pretty face.
I actually remember you very well, particularly with a full head of hair.
Congratulations, Dave. 49 years in broadcast journalism. You've been around almost as long as Face the Nation.
Hey, Dave, we just heard everybody in the studio is talking about you because we heard that you were retiring, so we all want to send best wishes to you on your retirement.
Hey, Dave. Congratulations to you, and thank you, because as you know, one of the pillars of our democracy is having an informed public through a free and open press.
Viewers have really trusted you to get the tough answers to tough questions, and I should know because I've been on the receiving end of some of your interviews.
You've been covered by Dave Bryan?
A few times. And I have the scars to prove it.
Always enjoyed sparring with you. You're a little more aggressive than was necessary.
He earned my respect. I found him to be one of the most knowledgeable, one of the most sincere reporters.
His questions were tough but insightful and fair. He's just a consummate professional.
You were so bright and brilliant and right spot on, all the way from Tiananmen Square to Somalia to the Clinton White House and all of the places you went and said, I'm here and here's what's happening.
I've often said, we know who the good ones are, and so do you all. And he's one of the good ones.
I am so grateful for the work you do to bring truth to California and to the American public. And thank you for all of the tough questions over the years.
You were always straight and truthful. And I want you to know, personally, you are such a good asset to good journalism.
So thank you for your 25 years of political reporting. Not many people do it well. You have done it well.
We truly appreciate your commitment to covering the news and important issues that impact all of our residents here in Los Angeles County.
Dave, I wish you a happy, healthy retirement with your family and friends. Their gain is our loss.
You've earned a great retirement. We're going to miss you a lot. Thank you for all your great work.
You did a good job, and I know the people in LA will miss you, and so will I.
Dave Bryan, all the best to you. You have certainly had a wonderful, storied career, a remarkable career. You are a political reporter, not only in this town, but almost in any town, who has no equal. Well done, my friend. Godspeed.
Hey, Dave, we've worked together for probably 20-something years. I've known you for probably 30 years. You've been a great co-worker, a great friend. I want to thank you for protecting me from Governor Brown when he called me a thug. I thought he was going to take a swing at me. But best wishes in your retirement. We'll always have something to remember you by right here in the hallway, you and Rampage. That'll be what we remember.
So what should Dave Bryan do after he leaves television journalism? There is a lane for Dave to run for president. It's the LA TV journalist lane that no one else running has.